All right, so Hotfix 1.06 is now live. Now, this one's really confusing because it was an 18 gigabyte download, but it does not have very many patch notes. So we're going to dive right into it. Quest, Dum Dum will no longer go missing from Totentan's, I don't know if I'm saying that right, entrance during second conflict. That's important for some people who ever experienced that. Console specific. Improved memory management and stability resulting in fewer crashes. It's nice, but really doesn't really make a big difference for console players. That's not the issue with console players. The big issue with console players is that the world will not load in when you move really fast, among other horrible things like that. PC specific. Removed the 8 megabyte save file size limit. Note this won't fix save files corrupted before the update. Now this is where it gets very interesting because this makes it sound like they only fixed it for PC. At the same time, I have not tested to see if this even happens on a console. So I'll have to check at some point to see if I can still corrupt a save file on console. So the thing about this is this download was much bigger than what they're saying here. And that may be possible, but it seems doubtful. So what I'm thinking, so what happens is, I should probably explain this for you guys who don't know. When you get an 18 gigabyte download, that does not mean that there are 18 additional gigabytes of data to the game. What that means is there are 18 gigabytes worth of data and assets that you get a new version of, which then the old ones get deleted. So if there are, 5 trillion words and multiple 3D models and all adds up to 18 gigabytes. And then in order to fix it, they have to make little tweaks to all those things. Then they'll give you the new files of the exact same files with little tweaks in them. You have to download them from scratch. Then the old ones get deleted and the new ones get put in their place. That is how that happens. Just like when there was that Call of Duty update that was 100 gigabytes or whatever it was, that was not a plus 100 gigabytes. I don't think, at least. I don't know. I'm not, but there's times like that where it's not actually 100 gigabytes. There are some additions, but the main thing is things are getting overridden, but they give you the raw new files. But anyway, we're gonna check to see if there was any hidden changes that are not on here, because it seems suspicious. 18 gigabytes of rewriting code for just this, maybe, but we will see. All right, so I will get to the save file changes at the end of the video in case it screws with my game at all. First one I'm going to test, which is most important to me, and honestly should be most important to all of you, because if you don't know how to do this exploit, you should learn how to do it because it is the most fun exploit in the game, the super speed cheat. Let's see if the super speed cheat still works. Also, before I do this, any of these exploits that I'm about to check, if you want to know how to do them, check the description. I'm going to put all the links one by one at the top of the description, so that way I don't have to explain them, because otherwise this video is going to be like an hour long. All right, super speed cheat. All right, super speed cheat on PS4 still works. Okay, yes, 100% still works. All right, on to the next one. All right, next up is the duplication glitch. This is one most of you are probably actually concerned about, so let's see if it still works, at least on PS4. I did not do it correctly. Let's try it again. Let's try it a few times here. And we got it. Okay, so it still exists. It's still hard to do, but it still exists. Let me 100% confirm with you, though, that it will actually work. Let me just pick something that's easier to spam in here. Something I only have one of would be nice. I'm trying not to. Okay, here we go. I was trying not to use that armor. That was actually armor I'd set aside to equip that I've never gotten around to equipping. Okay, so we are selling a bunch of this. We're backing out. And there is, did I say 59? 59. All right, well, let's try buying with the duplication glitch, see if that still works. All right, 59. I'm gonna buy this multiple times. All right, let's see what it did. All right, so the duplication glitch still works both ways. All right, so now we're going to try the crafting exploit. So we're going to see if it's still possible to hit max level crafting in one level. We don't actually have to hit max level crafting to verify it. We just need to see if the bug in general still works. So we have a max stock MK3 equipped. And it lets us disassemble. Then disassemble one. And it only disassembled one. And it gave us 156. So I'm pretty sure that's right. So the crafting exploit still works. All right, next up is the athletics leveling exploit. Remember, all of these I have videos on. Scroll through the description. All the links are at the top. All right, so next up, if I can even remember how to do this one. All right, got that. Okay, and let's check it out. 1347. All right, it looks like the athletics exploit is still working. Also, somebody, while I'm here, I was very curious to see if you can do this by just running. Somebody brought that question up, posed that question in a comment, and it is very interesting to find out. Let's see. So just running does not, no, wait, oh no, that was on Annihilation. Just running does not proc it. To the guy who asked that question, if he ever watches this video. All right, so athletics exploit still works. Okay, let's move on to the next exploit. All right, and now we're going to check the price of the painting. People are going to ask, is the painting still worth 4,000, and then can you buy it back for 5? Let's sell one painting for 4,000. We're going to back out, reopen it, and the painting is still worth 5. All right, painting still works. Now we're going to check the breach protocol exploit. This is the one I have most recently posted about. I posted about it, people helped me break it more, and I posted a second time. Honestly, I should have waited to post a second time, but what's done is done. So, let's turn on the camera. 136. Turn off the camera. 13. All right, now let's see if this exploit still works. Okay. 136. 136. The breach protocol base exploit still works. Now let's check the next part of it. The one that we used for the advanced breach protocol exploit that got 1 million breach protocol experience per hour. Again, all these are in the description if you want to check them out. Okay. Now let's see. Oh wait, I can't do it like that. I gotta let the RAM recharge or else that one will not work. Now we are stuck here for about 10 seconds while I wait for 3 bars of RAM to fully recharge. Okay, now let's test the other breach protocol exploit. All right, this part of the breach protocol exploit still, in fact, works. I do want to test something that somebody suggested once, but I doubt this will actually work. Okay. Okay, that did not work. I'm not sure how to trigger it just yet, but we are investigating that one further. There is a second point of the exploit that can happen, but I'm sure it still probably happens if the base part of it still works. Okay, let's move on to the next exploit that we've discovered. Alright, now it's time to test the quick hacking exploit. So, again, if you want to know how to do any of these, check the description. This one's pretty straightforward though. But if you want to know how to do any of these, be sure to check the description for links to the other videos. Alright, quick hacking exploits looking pretty solid right now. But we will see. It's looking like every single exploit still works, which is good because now answering the question that people will ask me in comments should be a lot easier because literally everybody's going to ask me, does X exploit still work on 1.06? All right, so the quick hacking exploit still works. Let's move on to the next thing. Now we're going to take a look at the Projectile Launch System exploit. Let's see if this one still works. That looks like a yes to me. The Projectile Launch System exploits. Every exploit related to the Projectile Launch System where we've used this for a bunch of different purposes. Looks like those ones are still working. Alright, last but not least. Can you still corrupt a save file on console? They said they fixed it for PC. I don't have this on PC, but I'm going to trust that they actually fixed it. But they did not say console. I don't know. Maybe the save files never could corrupt on console to begin with. Maybe all the complaints were for PC players, and they just spooked console players. We don't know for sure right now. I don't know for sure specifically. So, we are going to duplicate until we have, I guess, 1 million of an item. And we're going to see if that is enough to ruin the save file. All right, so now we have 82,000 X22 flashbang grenades on top of all these other consumables that we have 100,000 of, on top of 1 billion guns. Let's see if we can corrupt the save file now. All right, game is saved. I'm going to see if we load it. Will it actually load? Well, I think, okay, we're going, we're good. We're good, it's loading. Nice and fast loading, PS4 loading. With, you know, 500,000 unique items in, not unique, but 500,000 items in the inventory and literally like 500 submachine guns. And the save loaded. Okay, well in that case, it looks like that save files are okay. I will have to test further on PS4 to make sure, but guys, if you are sitting there making literally like 500 full stacks of items, like what are you doing? Like, if you're a casual player and if you're just a normal player and you're just using exploits lightly, at least now, you can't corrupt your game, I guess, hopefully. But if you were making literally like millions of items, then, I mean, like, no surprise it crashed the game. Like, do you know how much work that was? That literally took me like half an hour to do that. That was horrible. Well, anyway, so save files seem safe now. Again, I will test it a little bit further on PS4 and make a video on that, actually. I do want to make a video specifically about that for PS4, but PC, I'm going to take their word for it. They said they fixed it. It should be fixed. PS4, as long as you're not doing something totally stupid, it should be okay now. So, yeah, that's that. So, that is the 1.06 hotfix. So, it really did seem to just address as little as they said. I'm guessing the 18 gigabytes that we downloaded on PS4 at least. I don't know how big the download was on PC, but on PS4 it was 18 gigabytes. Makes me think that those optimizations about memory and stuff they talked about, they must have tweaked a lot of assets, meaning 3D models and stuff, because I can't imagine text files being that big. So they had to override objects. So there must have been a lot of objects they found where the polygon count was too high, or there was something wrong with the object and it was making the gameplay poorly and they had to redesign an object and stick it back in. And those are the types of optimizations I'm assuming that they did, but I am not 100% certain. That is my guess based on file size versus the fixes they claimed. But yeah, there you go. That is 1.06. That's all we got. So now you know that literally all the exploits that we have found so far still work. If this video helped you, consider helping us by subscribing to our channel. Tap this button over here and hit the red subscribe button. Subscriptions help a lot, even if you never watch our videos again. Ha 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 ha!